The NFL, there is a reason why we don't draft kids out of high school because they're 17, 18 years old. And that next, 19 and 20 is going to determine actually if they're going to be good football players or not. Let's spend millions of dollars on investments here on guys that might never pan out. That's terrible for the sport. How about the NBA? Yeah, you have your Kobe Bryants, you have your LeBron James, your Kevin Garnett's. I understand that. But the majority of kids coming out of high school flat out busts, ruining your franchise, and you're wasting money. So Rob Manfred's like, you know what? We're not going to have 17-year-old pitchers that will never see the light of day getting drafted number 2 overall because they're just not good. He wants those kids to go to college and be eligible after your sophomore year. Makes everything better here where you have another 2 years to look at these guys before you draft. I love this change. Enough drafting high school kids that will never pan out and kills your franchise.
Why does that matter? These are adults and they can make decisions they want to make. Why should we force a person to go to college? It's insane.
You don't have to force them to do anything. Not force them to go there. They don't have to go to college.
But why are we telling 18-year-olds if they think they're good enough? If some kid from Cuba is an amazing player, he should be able to do what he wants.
I think it's different for international though, Jeff. And
I hate to tell you, but using the NBA argument's a tough one. Some of the greatest players in the history of the NBA didn't go to college. So
and there's the exception to the rule, but then there's every guy that, like, if we go through a list of guys that got drafted in round number 1 out of high school, you'd be like, holy mackerel. There's a reason. There's a reason. It's not good for the NBA because you're a fan of a team like the Sixers.
LeBron James.
It's one guy. Of course, LeBron James.
Kobe Bryant.
Yep, yeah. You got like 5 of them out of like 500 that probably got drafted out of high school who you never even heard their names again.
Yeah, I mean, again, you can make – well, then this should hold you accountable to have good scouts that make good decisions. If you – whether you make a decision to draft a kid that's 19 and 20 or 18, right? They go to college for a year. What does it matter? You have a bad scouting department or you have a good scouting department. It's really how it works. Look, you're right. Prospects generally don't work out. Kenny yesterday was talking about the Phillies. The Phillies are a disaster with prospects. It never works. How many prospects have failed with this team? They need to get better scouting, period.
Yeah. And again, your scouts get better when you actually can say, hey, that kid's 20 years old. Hey, looks like he's going to be a player. You know how hard it is? Like, hey, I'm scouting a 16-year-old kid from South Dakota. And all of a sudden he gets in the mind. It's like, this kid stinks. You're right. Scouting needs to be better, but I just want a better form of baseball for these teams where you're not wasting. Oh, well, look, we wasted all these when, hey, if I would have known an extra year on this kid, I would have known that he's 6'1". He just grew to 6'7". Oh, I didn't know that here at this point, or something like that happens. I love it. Rob Manfred, fantastic general manager. Let's get into the baseball card today, Jeff.